Welcome to Traveling with a Chair with Ken and Cheryl Edmonds.
Okay, so this is our cabin, 12443. It is a handicapped cabin. One of the things you'll notice is there's 2 levels of eye holes so that you can see out. One thing that's really nice about this cabin is that when you insert your key card into the lock, cabin opens up automatically for you. Now we've already been in and set up our room. In fact, we're actually several days into the voyage. I looked at the video I had and wasn't happy with it. So just a quick tour as you walk in. One of the things that you'll see is that there's plenty of space for a wheelchair here next to the bed. On the left side we have a 2-door cabinet. One door is fully mirrored, so you can see me there in the mirror. And as we go around, we have a unit that has 2 sets of shelves, and in the middle shelf what we have is our it's the mini bar, and it's also a refrigerator. So we typically have a few things stored in the refrigerator. The first thing we did when we got on board the ship, and if you're not going to use what's in the mini bar, it's what I would recommend for everyone, is have your cabin attendant empty it. And then you have the refrigerator to use, plus you're no longer liable for what might happen to any of the contents. Next to the cabinets, we have another cabinet underneath with 3 drawers. And here on the mid level, what we have is a safe where my wife has stashed some things. Going around, it's kind of nice. What you see is we have a 2-level vanity that wraps around. And there is a mirror again as you walk in. And then the bed is over on the right side. And what I'll say about the bed is that it's very comfortable, plenty of space. At the headboard you can see there's a couple of reading lights. On the far right side, this cabin will sleep 3 people. So there is a bunk bed that drops down. It's a little bit scrunchy trying to get into that side. You have to kind of just make sure you don't hit your head on the bunk bed, but it works fine. Coming around further to the right, there's our TV and place to store some things. Up on the top, this cabin is already prepared. We've already got everything in place that we normally do during sailing. I'll come back and show you some of that here in a second. But at the very top, what you'll see is a tea light. And that provides just a little bit of light at night. You can get them at the dollar store. It works really well, so that, like a night light, uses very little energy. Like I said, it was $1. Hanging over the door, you'll see that I have a shoe holder. And this works really well for holding not only shoes, but other miscellaneous items that you need access to on a regular basis. So we use this all the time. The shoes go in and out of it. And all the little miscellaneous things. Your temperature controls here. You'll notice that we like the cabin a little warmer than it normally stays, so it's set up a couple of degrees above the normal range. Right under there is our light switch for the bathroom. And in the handicapped rooms, the bathrooms are just amazing. Coming into the bathroom, on the left side we have our sink with a mirror, a couple of glasses in the glass holder. There is an outlet there for the shaver. Haven't tried it. I use an electric one that I recharge off our power strip, and I'll show you that in a minute. Plenty of towel storage space. If you throw a towel on the floor, he's going to replace it. If you put it back on the rail, which is what we typically do, and just let them dry, we reuse them. Toilet, typical cruise ship toilet, and for those of you who've never used one, it's a vacuum toilet, so when you push the button to flush it, it makes a pretty good set of noise. One thing that they do have here that makes this cabin really nice for handicapped is this rail goes up and down, so that if you have trouble getting up and down on the toilet, you have something on all 3 sides to grab a hold of. We normally keep it in the down position. There is an emergency call button in here in case someone fell. they can pull it and get some help. And the shower is adjustable. On the back wall there, you can see there's body wash and shampoo conditioner mix. Typical shower controls for a cruise ship, where in this case the top knob controls temperature, bottom knob controls volume. There is a clothes hanger if you wanted to dry things. Just slide it across and you have place to hang your clothes. This stool, again for a handicap, if you needed to transfer to a bath stool, it's there for you. You'll notice down on the floor there's drains that surround the shower area. We've not had any problem with water going outside of that, so it's worked really well for us. Then just continuing around back to the back side of the door, you'll notice we have my shaving kit hangs up, and we have another door hanger that we use for things in the bathroom. Collectively doing all of that gives us a lot of storage space and makes it real easy to be able to manage the things that you need, and they're not laying all over the counters. One of the things that I have done, just to show you underneath here, and this is one of the reasons I carry duct tape with me. We only have, on this side of the cabin, we only have 2 outlets. So in one of them, I've put in an extension cord, and I use the duct tape to kind of hold it in place around the edge. And on the far end of it, I'll pull it up here where you can see, and just pull the tape loose. I have my power supply for the computer. I have our toothbrush charger plugged into it, and I have my CPAP machine, which is on the other side of the bed, plugged into it. I use the other plug for a multi-outlet USB charger. It's got 4 outlets, so I can charge both our tablets and both our phones at the same time. There is a telephone there that's used for communications here on the ship. You can call, make reservations for shows. You can make you can get a hold of the various departments. There is a voicemail. If somebody leaves you a message, you'll find a message light blinking when you come in, and then you can return the call. And like I said, the door is really nice. It opens and closes automatically. Not sure why it just decided to open. Maybe my wife was outside and maybe she swiped the key. She's hiding. Anyway, so that's a quick tour of the cabin and all of the functionality of it. Like I said, the duct tape, the extension cord, and the over-the-door organizers are very, very helpful, and they've been that way on every cruise I've ever been on. There is light controls over on the right side of the bed there, plus individual controls on the 2 little spotlights, or I should let's call them reading lights. Turn them on. They provide a nice bright light, if you're going to read. The only other outlet in the cabin is over here right by the door, and its location is really not useful for much other than, in my case, I use my charger for my camera batteries there. The little light that you see up there in the by the door. Hey Cheryl, hit the button. Give the door a chance to cycle open and closed here. But it's kind of interesting because outside there is like a doorbell for the cabin. I'm not sure if it exists the same way in the non-handicapped cabins. As soon as it closes, Cheryl's going to activate it for us. Normally the cabin steward never uses this. He just taps on the door if he wants in. I will show you 2 other features real quickly. Did you try? Hit the doorbell button. So, a couple things happen. You can hear, and you can't really see it, but down by the side of the bed, there's a little vibrating deal that's banging all around. If the ship's alarm is going off, or if somebody rings the doorbell, you get that. And then you also get this light up here on the wall that lets you know that something's going on. You can't really hear the announcements in the cabin, so I wind up having to come over and open the door to hear the announcement. One other thing that you do have is you have a make up the room and a do not disturb light. And what will happen is that, for example, if I set the make up the room light and I go outside, it sets the little green LED on, and if I put the do not disturb on, what you see is that it puts a little red light over the door, so the cabin steward knows what the status is. One of the interesting things about the room, for someone that's tied to a wheelchair, they have a thing that you can do that pulls the clothes rack out for you so that you can have an opportunity to reach the clothes from a wheelchair without having to try to get up. Pretty nice closet space, plenty of space short and long. And one of the other things that's kind of nice is you've got some shelves in the closet.
Thank you for watching Traveling with a Chair. If you've enjoyed this YouTube video, please don't hesitate to hit the like and the subscribe button. It'd help us out in a big way. We'll see you again soon.